but I figure I'm going to start off this year right by drawing because Happy New Year! I can draw Happy New Year things all the morning, but I don't think I'm actually going to do that. I think I'm going to actually do some of my drawings that, God willing, if I can get the scanner to work, we'll be in business. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm going to get my stuff together and it's going to work, and that I am somehow going to start being able to share cartoons, fresh cartoons. Maybe we can share fresh cartoons. Please ignore the squiggly Cthulhu-like tentacles in the corner there. I have no idea what that is up to today. I don't know where that came from. But let's see. I'm going to try some music. I'm going to try some music today. I don't know if that's going to be a good match or not, but we'll see. One of the things I want to start with one of my favorite things. Oh, no. If it's got lyrics, just never mind. I can't do that. That's just not going to happen. And I feel like just starting this whole thing over because this is not going to work for me. I'm going to go to Epic. That always reminds me of more role-playing things anyway. A little more dramatic, but so am I. What I want to talk about is Not Quite Heroes podcast. Not Quite Heroes podcast is so much fun. I've been enjoying their story for a long time, not for the least of which is one character who is a tabaxi. It's Gale, which is short for his very much longer name, which I kind of don't want to spoil. But I very much enjoyed drawing that character, at the very least. And we also have, as they started their new season, a new character called Sky. And Sky is also a kitty-type character. So I get to draw kind of the tabaxi stuff, which I don't get to do very often, which is a lot of fun. But the first thing I'm going to do is kind of how people get exasperated with Gale, because Gale can be very innocent. And this pen is not going to work anymore. We're not going to use that one. I don't want to use that either. Look what it did to the eyes. This is what happens sometimes. All right, so we need to look from Evanel. Evanel is one of those characters who means well, always does, but she has to deal with kind of some of the crazy. When you deal with crazy, you throw up your hands in despair. This is how I throw up hands in despair, guys. Right, that look like, what am I supposed to do with this? There we go. To me, this kind of embodies mostly D&D. This is most D&D right here. I was going like, what are we supposed to do with this? Evanel's also one of those characters that I've drawn enough times. You don't need to think about it terribly much. And Gale kind of listening. This is my Gale. This is how I draw Gale. Fuzzy ears. By the way, I've seen like later he got some official artwork, and it looks absolutely nothing like the cat that I drew. I felt kind of bad, but the truth is that he's been enjoying me drawing Gale this way for a while, so I'm going to just assume that he's okay with my creative interpretation that came out before the official artwork. Otherwise, I actually most often look at people's official artwork because I want to do it true to kind of what they thought about, not necessarily what I thought about, although I will say I get artist priority, right? Artist prerogative. There you go, look! It's Evanel being exasperated at Gale. Just that easy. Because it just happens that easy. But you don't know the quote, and I do, so I'm going to include that. Let's see, so I make sure I get it correctly. We piss off a lot of people, Gale. That is pretty much D&D in a nutshell. Right there. This is D&D. Hello, people. Hi. Happy New Year. May I throw some cartoons in your direction to make the new year start off right? There we go. Good to see people. I was trying to see if anybody was going to be interested in gaming today, doing a little one-on-one gaming, but I couldn't find anybody around, so I'm like, oh well, I'll do some drawing, because I need to do drawing anyway, so might as well do it with an audience. Thank you for coming and helping spread the love for this beginning of 2021. May this year be so much better than last year. Not to say that all terrible things happened last year, because it didn't. I actually met lots of cool people, including a lot of people who are here. So hello, cool people. Met a lot of cool people. Did some crazy stuff. Got out of comfort zones. Did things under the why not. I had to learn about some technology. Was forced to kind of grow and expand. So, not all bad. But pretty much bad. I'm done, right? By 2020, we are now officially 2021. Made things rock. I love Gail's shocked expression. He always looks like poignantly shocked. But this is a moment that even if you don't follow Not Quite Heroes podcast, as a gamer, I think you know this moment, don't you? I know this moment. I recognize what this is like. There we go. We know this moment. We are gamers. This makes sense. I'm sure you know someone in your party who does stuff like this all the time. It can make you crazy. It does to me. There was a moment that one of the characters, Thad, they were in a hotel. And I know everybody likes to make like really cool hotel things in D&D. I just feel like we're being special or something's kind of fantasy and something's neat. One of the things that they were doing was saying that if you wrote something on a piece of paper, somebody would come along and do it immediately. And so Dad was going to test that theory. That is a knight. He wears armor, and therefore all people who wear armor pretty much look the same for me in a lot of my games. So that's how you know that he's scribbling something. It's a little pen wiggling. He's writing something on the paper. Put that down. And then about 20 seconds later, somebody shows up. How do we show this in cartoon form? Head whips around, but we still want him facing kind of that direction with the piece of paper. I don't even remember if they actually turned in the paper or they just sensed the paper was done. But all of a sudden, we're going to have this. I mean, that looks a little shocked, right? That's the whole idea. I lost the rest of his arm there. Put that over there. As if it was drawn there all along. You didn't notice that I hadn't put it in the first drawing. A shocked look. I believe there was a gnome who was showing up with his order. Which is lemon pudding. So a lemon pudding, sir. Like little, you have like a uniform, this hotel uniform that's going on, and I'm going to right, because that's exactly how we all carry trays. By the way, I was a waitress for years. Let me tell you, this is not how you carry trays. Bad idea. His arm is also exceptionally long for his body at this point. But we're going to give it, he's got his hand tucked behind him, which is also silly because he would never do that as a waitress here. But this is fantasy, so I can do it however I want. That's the benefit. There we go. Big pile of Lemon pudding. I'm going to have to make this bowl larger. So the bowl is going to be black now. That's what I've just decided. This is like your lemon pudding, sir. The joke still works. Let's get it. How do you know that it's armor? It's shiny. Oh God, look at all this terrible like stuff. What can I do to get rid of all this spam? Spam, 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 spam. This is what happens when I do this, but I don't have like the time or inclination to figure out yet how to get rid of it. Which means that I will probably be cutting today's little session short. I don't want spam all over the place with little bots bugging people. It's irritating. Color me irritated. That's okay. I know that there are real people here too. How can I get rid of you? Does anybody know how to get rid of these things in the... I know I need a mod. Look, I need a lot of things. Not the least of which is pens and paper. Do you know I had to get, like, this is brand new paper, by the way. We got a box of new paper, and it's slippy slidey. I don't know what I'm going to do with slippy slidey paper. It feels different. It's drawing different. I'm going to have to get used to it because I just bought a box of it. But I don't think I will want to buy another box like this. Again, this is a one-person show here. It's just me. Learning to figure out how to make this work. Suggestions are welcome, other than, like, you know, get a mod. Obviously, I'm going to need to get a mod. Just don't have one. Meantime, it's me. There we go. If it gets super annoying, though, do tell me. It's the only way that we can improve. Right? This is just basically writing lemon pudding. Lemon pudding, so. There you go. It's a moment. You know this, though. Yeah, I could do a follower-only chat. I don't have many followers. I don't know if I want to do that yet. That's a good suggestion, actually. Should come up with that. That and, like, putting in things like, you know, by the way, here's my Patreon, and here's my coffee, and here's whatever, because that always helps, too. I can clear chat. That's probably smart. I'll lose all the other cool things. I don't know how to do that yet. These are the things I have to learn about. Right? This is something I gotta up my game. Gotta up my game, folks. Is this blurry? Can you guys see this clearly? Because it's looking a little blurry when I'm looking at it on my screen compared to your screen. Well, we're going to try this. So Evanel talking to Rook, saying, Evanel's just a caring kind of character. There we go. I don't know if I call her like party mom. She's not exactly a party mom character. She's just nice. I love doing this, and I do like the hands that come together. I don't even know what I would call that look, but I just love drawing it because it's fun. And you know what I mean when I draw it like that, like, you know, how they feel in that moment. Asking something a little embarrassed. Rook, on the other hand, is not embarrassed. He's a little excitable at the moment, I think I could say. How do you know that you're excitable? You sweat. That's apparently how we know in cartoon land somebody's excitable. wave our hands around. There you go. Does that give a feel of exactly what's going on? I don't even think you need to know what this is. But what she's asking is, you okay? And he says, okay. To which the answer is nope. And he's like, nope. That's the moment. That is the inspired moment that makes me laugh. What can I say? I am a simple creature. I think it's funny. The writing is hard to read. I don't know if that's... You're right, it is... I thought maybe it was because the pen was running out that I used on that, but I actually think that it's just not focusing as well as it did before. Things I have to fix. Or at least keep messing with as I learn how to do this. There we go. So thank you for your feedback and your tolerance of as we learn. I'm not going to use this for filling in. I tell you, this is like the bane of my existence. Just so you know, people wearing all black. All black, not great for black and white cartoon drawings. And then everything just looks like this big block. So you have to color in sections and leave a little bit of the white so people see where pieces are. So that I've got these sleeves coming out, but it's not the same thing as his chest or his body. There we go. But you still get the idea that Rook, being a sneaky guy, wears all black. Also can go in later in post and clean it up with erase tools and stuff like that. But really, it's the dialogue, it's the delivery, it's how his face goes as he's getting really kind of frustrated and freaking out. Which is always, I think, the best time to see characters is when they're freaking out. That makes me laugh. It's good to see. And I know a number of people here from Saving Face. It's always fun to listen to you guys freak out. That's very inspiring. What's another one? Oh, another one with Evanel and Rook was when there was this kind of possessed moment. I mean, literally possessed. And poor Rook just experienced a big little shattering here. We're going to see him being a little, That moment. Things are not going well for Rook, I gotta say. We're gonna shake this up a little bit. Just not looking too good right there, Rook. But on the other hand, Evanel, I mean, of course she cares about how he's feeling, but she's also incredibly excited and curious about this whole thing that just happened, which is basically what I will then call possession is 9/10 of the law. And yeah, of course she would be very supportive of this whole thing, but really she's dying to know. She's dying to know. She wants to know how that just happened. And in her somewhat non-subtle way, she's excited to find out more. And I think the entire quote is something like, and I'm not going to even bother writing it all here, but so that you know, it's, he just got possessed. And she screams, "How does it feel? How does that feel, Rook? How does it feel? What does it feel like? Did you just have a ghost up in you? Is it weird? Can you tell she's in there? Was it cold? Was it warm? Did it tingle? What's going on?" And I just love that. And that's going to just be this giant box of, and I can debate whether I'm going to put spaces in between them. Yes, you should definitely freak them out more, Justin. That's It's viewer feedback there. Go ahead. As if there wasn't enough heart attack from the last episode. And I leave that to you, really. I'm the audience, encouraging things to go on, not in the least bit projecting any demonic or monstrous, sadomasochistic tendencies that I would put onto my own players or characters in a book. Nope, nope, nope. No wish fulfillment here. You just go get them. You don't mind that, right? No comment from the small. You just won't. The next time that something blows up, don't blame Penn. It'll be all that you deserve that you've created for yourself. Certainly has nothing to do with my encouraging from the sidelines. I'll just be over here. Quietly out of the way. You notice I'm not at the table. I don't have to worry about this stuff. There we go. Yes, I think this is why I'm going to stop drawing Rook today, because I'm running out of ink. That's what happens. So just so you know, if you want to have your stuff drawn, don't wear all black. It makes me sad. That's not true. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to, as I get better with getting more pens that are appropriate, it'll be fine. Fine. Spelled with 4 billion eyes. I do a Marge Memorial piece. I'm not doing a Marge Memorial piece until certain things are confirmed. No spoilers. Certainly if Abe says something, then I would consider it more seriously, but no. Nope. Seeing is believing, folks. Not until I see it. And that's not denial, that's just practical. There we go. Yes, you can't make characters grow if everything's calm and peaceful. Look, does this look calm and peaceful to you? Rook is growing. Under duress. But yes, that's growth potential. That's seeing characters grow. Don't they look like they're happy about growing? Hooray! Okay, so we're going to switch from... Not quite here. I think maybe I can get a couple more. I don't know. Let's see. I've actually done most of these. I'm kind of caught up with how far I got, and I know I'm really behind. I know. There's just so many good things to listen to. Okay, so we're going to switch. Oh, God, this paper is slippery. It's slippery paper. I don't know what it is. But, you know, good to know. Good to know. All right, so the next one I'm doing is Join the Party Pod. Don't know if you know about Join the Party Pod. Oodles of fun. Love listening to them. Their newest season has been hilarious. I am enjoying it. Milo. How do I describe Milo? Milo works in like museum, science, and also talks to ghosts and has a ghost cat. There, that pretty much says. That's Milo. Yeah, poor Milo. And he's been kind of caught up in this whole thing. I have now gotten it down where I can try. Here we go. Look, standard person in uniform kind of thing. There we go. This is what all men wear as far as I'm concerned who work such places. There you go. And there's some woman who's decided that she's going to create a superhero group by basically being rich and paying everybody to come and be superheroes together. For the good of the town, so to speak. I love that the city is called Laketown City. That's the actual name. We have Laketown City. It cracks me up. we go. Let's comment to her. Because she threw this kind of like party for anyone that she suspected might have superpowers, and it presents, you know, it was not a great surprise that everything blew up. Literally. The comment was something like, you know, you throw weird parties, and she's like, yeah, but good. Which I guess is true, other than the fact that everything blew up. So, you know, take that. I'll cover that in a minute. I want to get to this one, which really made me laugh. Aggie, one of the other characters, who actually is confronting like a bad guy for the first time. Aggie's getting annoyed. I love writing annoyed. Annoyed means line across eyeballs. That's how you know somebody's annoyed in my world. It's just easier that way, really. You notice this hairstyle comes out a lot with me. But it works. I do the famous crossed arms thing. I always do crossed arms. I love using crossed arms because it usually conveys so much of the information that I want of where characters are at. Usually fed up and annoyed with something. I drew her with a, God help me, I did like a plaid jacket, which is always interesting to draw, but it works. So she's giving a ultimatum to this man. Says, I will give you one more chance to walk away from this. And the guy being confronted is not very thrilled about this idea. And is shouting back. I can give him a goofy hairstyle because he's not a main character, so we don't have to draw it again. that's kind of how I'm going to weigh that one. And he's being very insistent. Insistent means lots of pointing and slamming hands and stuff like that. Or in this case, one hand pointing, and that means the other hand has to be doing something. And I vote that means a fist. Shaking fist. Right? This guy looks both angry and pretty impotent about what he's going to do about it. Just really mad. So the comment is, I will give you one more chance to walk away from this. And the guy says, I've never walked away from anything, except for my friends who didn't care for me. I walked away from them, and then I made new friends, and I made family, and all these guys are my cousins, which are all the people that are stealing things. This is right before, obviously, everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So that's kind of fun. I like that. It's character growth, right? That's what we're going to say. Here is, how do we make this plaid look? I mean, the good thing is, when you have black and white, there's not much you have other than making textures in order to make depth for a character sketch. It's kind of all I've got. And they've the same face and 90% of the same expressions and positions. So, you know, every once in a while, doing something that has some texture is probably a good idea. And what is this that's playing? Silly music. I don't know. I've been doing this for a half hour now, so let's see if I continue. Finish up a few. Join the party pod sketches. Let's see what people like. And we've got this guy. Give him some texture. There we go. And you know what? I think I'm going to give him like a band t-shirt or something. You know, something that's obviously incredibly threatening as he's getting into some thing here. And we'll do this. The band name will be here. There we go. Just some text or something interesting in this shirt. Because the rest of this is all like where they were playing. Probably an indie band, right? Who misses concerts? This has been a year that we have not really had a chance to have concerts. Go out, listen to music, grab a bite to eat with friends. We miss these things. We really do. Me this year, guys. Me this year. There we go. We'll also do this. We'll give her some like pinstripes, maybe. Except for it's kind of hard to tell that they're pinstripes when most of this is what I use for just texturing. But I know they're pinstripes, so that makes me feel better. There we go. I think I'm going to have to make her hair a little darker, otherwise it's going to look like what she's wearing. So we'll go back over this for a little more texture, and I'll also make it a little darker. There we go. Gotta love it. A little shine on the belt buckle. Not many belt buckles nowadays. Belts and belt buckles. Not really a big fashion statement as they used to be. There we go. A little bit of shading. I'm trying to hold this at an angle so I don't get too much black coming out. There we go. So even though this is in kind of a more modern day setting than we have in most of the medieval settings that you get in D&D, you can still tell. You can tell anybody who's a gamer, you can tell these moments. You know these moments. We know these moments. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Again, surprise and shock are always some of the best things to draw, in my opinion. I really love that. There you go. See, that's it. Surprise and shock, right? That pretty much nailed it. Nailed it. Go. There you go. Milo. I was looking a little surprised. This little collar. One, two, three, right? Sometimes I draw the wrong amount of... Don't get enough fingers in. That happens sometimes. Especially during shock. Moments of shock. You lose fingers. That's not really how that works. Although, I could tell you of an incident with a Cuisinart. But I'm not going to. That'd be scary and bad. Bad way to start the year. Terrible, scary stories like that. Don't do that. Happy New Year. Go be a daddy. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. So, the rest of us, what is it that he was annoyed or he was surprised with? He's surprised at the thing that answered the door. Can you tell what it was? I hope by now you can. Came to the door. I want to look kind of cool about it, though. Because Lord knows he's not the one with the problem with this. Okay, who's got the problem here, buddy? Definitely you. But you can get what he was saying. Actually, usually I just put a whole bunch of characters across so that we don't get naughty. Not that I have anything against getting naughty, but it just depends on context. I don't think he was expecting to see a giant brown rabbit answering the door is pretty much where we were going with this. He said brown rabbit. If I had my druthers, I would have made it a white rabbit, and then I don't have to color in everything. But I'm just the artist. I didn't come up with this. I respect their creative decisions. Just like for anybody of you that I've drawn your pictures, I try and listen to your descriptions and what you'd like things to look like, and respect your creative decisions until such moment that I decide otherwise. Stop me! I mean, I guess you can write to me and say, please don't do that. But that's never actually happened. I've been doing this for over 2 years. That has never once happened. It would be kind of neat if it did, only that would prove that people were actually listening and cared enough to tell me. But then I might get annoyed and be like, hey, it's my creative expression. Such as is the way of fan art and fan fiction and things like that. You just have to kind of let it go. There we go. And this is January answering the door. That's his name. January answers the door. And Milo says, what the beep, 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 beep. He doesn't really say beep, beep, beep. I'm just throwing that out there. There we go. It's like magic. Cartoon moments coming to life. I go to you. If there are cartoon moments that you would like coming to life that I have not yet done, or that you have some special place in your heart, you can write them into the chat so it's not just the bots. Let's see. I need more room than that middle section to draw this last one, I think. Val Vesuvio. What a great name. Val Vesuvio, who works for the family and also in the pizza joint. They're talking about whether they're going to be joining this superhero thing or not. Val wears the best jacket, which has spike shoulders and chains on the leather armor, which I think is just like the best thing, except for, of course, it is in fact a lot of black to draw, so thanks a lot. But I appreciate and approve of your stylistic choice. Not this music. I've got to figure out the deal with the music, how to make this music better. Make better music choices. All right. Get a mod, make better music choices. These are the things we're learning. Yeah, that's just like not amused with any of this. And the mayor, who wants to try and get people to become kind of like a superhero band. And she was described more like kind of like a, if anybody remembered the Magic School Bus, that's what we're going for, kind of a Ms. Frizzle kind of look. Big sweater. And did you recognize the hand? The hand thing? I love doing the hand thing. There we go. That's a very big poofy sweater, I must say. And then Aggie getting the last word in here. I'll tell you what the quote is. And you want to make sure that Aggie's hair does not look exactly like Ms. Frizzle's hair. You know, how do you tell this hair now? This could be Evanel, right? This could be Evanel from the other page. See? Not that different, but Evanel does not wear that jacket. Evanel also doesn't look like, she doesn't have this expression a lot. This is not Evanel's expression. This is definitely Aggie. And that's what I think helps, is when you think about what the characters are. Which sounds funny because it's not my characters. I mean, maybe they would be doing this, but in my world, they don't. When my interpretation is that that would not be Evanel. This would be Aggie. So what's going on here? So I thought I'm going to start adding in details as we go and shading. The quote is, because we're trying to make this superhero group, she's been apparently trying to convince them, and Val says, I'm not doing spandex. There's no way you're getting me into spandex. To which the mayor says, well, what if it was all leather? Val says, that's a better option. And Aggie says, well, she would wear that anyway. Which is fair, because I think that's true. Looking at Val, I can imagine her wearing a all leather. Do you think this was something that really came up with superhero groups all the time? And they were like, you know, I'm not wearing the neon yellow Professor X uniform. That actually did come up. No more neon yellow. Because black is so much cooler. Everybody likes black. Except for the artists that have to use up all our pens writing black and everything. Oh, I forgot. I have motorcycle jackets, so I actually know about this. That in your jackets, you would have, right, have the pieces that come off so that you can buckle it. These are important details. Makes it realistic-ish, airy. Or at least, like, I don't know, resonant. Those of us who have our beloved motorcycle jackets know that it's cinched with pieces that come across. Or maybe that's just the little details that I like to project into these things. There we go. Perfect. The last one that we do today. Smushy hair. There you go. I know I've got to get better at giving lead time for this so that you guys know when I'm going to do these and have the work planned. That is what 2021 is going to be all about. I'm going to be planning more. Giving more lead time, telling my Patreons when this is happening. We're going to do some exclusive stuff on Patreon. Which is a pen of smiting. Everything's a pen of smiting. By now you should know. Everything that I do, I'm trying to do at pen of smiting. And for those people who help me do this, I want to do more special stuff for them. So we will be doing some Patreon exclusive content on Twitch. And then figuring out kind of when's the best time to schedule live drawings so that other people can come in. You can come in with suggestions and what you'd like to see that your heroes have done, or some of like your favorite podcasts if I've done them and I know kind of what they look like, or you can describe them and we can come up with it together, because I like learning about new podcasts too. Please do tell me some of the cool stuff that is coming out. And if you'd like to learn more about things like what I'm doing for as a hired cartoon bard for people's tables, either virtual or at their home games or on streams, or if you'd like to learn more about these one-on-one GM opportunities that I've been doing. I'm doing them for Westlands for our own campaign, but I'm actually starting to do them for other people, for people who really love role-playing and just can't get enough, and they want some indulgent me time with their characters to explore them or reboot them or get invigorated by them or ask fun questions. We've been having a great time. This has been actually really interesting. I'm enjoying it. And as a person who loves listening to other people's creative explorations of their character, it's been kind of invaluably awesome. And for people who really enjoy exploring their character. It's been awesome. So if that's you or someone you love, you can always message me until I get more links of the proper channels of where you can find me in order to have your own cartoon bard or one-on-one GM experience. But really, this is more about cartooning and all the fun we can have together this year. There you go. There's my crew. Again, this is Join the Party Pod. And this is from Not Quite Heroes, both of which are a lot of fun. And I'm, of course, +1 of Smiting. Welcome to 2021. Have a great day, and I hope that this year treats you well and that we all are going to enjoy a healthy, happy year, hopefully together, not just online. Take care and have a great day. Bye.